We are
fighting for racial justice.
We are
Fighting for racial justice.
We are
Fighting for racial justice.
Thank you.
Students have been spending the past couple of weeks putting together 10 demands for administration in the light of recent events with the protests against white supremacist and fascist violence last Monday, and then the most recent attack on racial justice initiatives like the Center for Racial Justice that President Bendapudi has obviously said that she doesn't want to have at Penn State anymore. So what kind of like put together these demands is there's this new student organization that's forming called the Anti-Racist Defense League. And so we've been meeting the past couple of weeks to kind of put together these demands as part of a long-term struggle for racial justice at Penn State. And we're kind of putting these out there for faculty to join us in these demands. So the 10 demands, the first one that we have is that Penn State administration must make a formal apology and admit the responsibility for enabling students to be harmed during the lead up to Uncensored America's McInnes event. The second demand is that we demand full transparency from Penn State Police. We expect them to be in full compliance with open records disclosure and to disclose the names of all officers that were at and around the Thomas Building on October 24th. The third demand is that we want Penn State administration to make robust financial reparations to victims for damages that were done by hate groups, administrative neglect, and police on October 24th at the protests. The fourth demand is that we want them to drop the charges against the student protester who was unjustly targeted and arrested by police, and to be compensated financially for the damages that they suffered as a result of Penn State administration and police failure that night. The fifth demand is for President Bendapudi to fire or demand resignation from Penn State administrators and general counsel involved in decision-making process around Uncensored America's event on the last Monday. The sixth demand is for genuine student control of student affairs and selection of administrators. The seventh demand is to de-charter Uncensored America for their extensive number of policy infractions. And for putting students in danger for bringing white terror groups to campus. The eighth demand is for robust, well-funded academic institutional support and resources for marginalized students at Penn State, including the immediate reversal of President Bendapudi's decision to not create the Racial Justice Center and the end of the administration's attack on the African American Studies Department. The ninth demand is for reforms to the University Park Allocations Committee and Student Fee Board so that students get to decide where their money goes. And then the 10th demand is to link all student services, including funding for the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, to tuition and not to student fees, so resources that students need cannot be used as a bargaining chip any longer.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
We are.
Fighting for racial justice!
We are.
Fighting for racial justice!
We are.
Fighting for racial
Thank you.